I know that you've all been prepared for this, but I thought I'd just remind you just the same.
Can you handle that, Blondie?
Game over, man. Game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
It was pure evil.
I want to buy some radio ad time.
Alright folks, we're back from the break. This is Invasion of Potty Snatchers. We're here again with another franchise Friday. This time we're taking a look at the Predator franchise. In part 1 we took a look at Predator and Predator 2. But in part 2 we're going to take a look at Predators and the Predator, the more modernistic interpretations of the Predator we knew to love. Knew to love?
Grew to love.
Grew to love? Knew and loved.
Grew up loving, I think.
Grew up loving.
Doesn't have the range.
Either way, it doesn't matter. I failed.
Yeah, you failed.
And
the health you failed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried
and now the spine belonging to me is now in the Predator's grasp.
Nicely said. But let's do it.
Yeah, so no, let's get through this like a motherfucker.
Yeah, we're gonna power through this a little bit more sternly, I think.
Yeah. I think we can run the two of these nearly side by side.
Yeah. Yeah, look, because our audience has seen the film.
Because something you said to me before we started recording is part 3 tried to be part 1 and kind of like, in a sense, part 4 tried to be part 2.
Yes, because part 3 was jungle.
Yeah, which is the way to go, I think.
Yeah, which is the way to go, because I just think the Predator works best in that scenario.
Yeah.
But part 3, they took the scale, and I call it the Michael Bay.
Yeah.
And that's where you just try and go...
They went Baleistic.
Yeah, they went Bay... Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Where they just went... They went wide and they went big. So like an entire planet, as far as you're concerned, it's a planet. Not that you're going to ever scratch the surface of it, but you're on a planet that isn't your own. And you're instead of saying like, oh, like in the first film, essentially this is a game preserve. No, this is a game preserve.
Yeah.
As in, the metaphor does no longer apply. You are just describing something. Like, this is red and this is a game preserve. Yeah. You are on a planet inside.
I think Predator's has got far more redeeming qualities than the Predator. Like, I think it stayed far truer. Like, and it's crazy. Shane Black.
I agree.
With Predators being...
No, I agree with a couple of like things I'll throw in, but I agree with your overall statement.
Yeah, that has got
yes
more
or no.
factors.
I agree. I completely agree.
I think like it's kind of surprising because Shane Black, who starred as Hawkins in Predator, wrote and directed The Predator. Like, I just want to side note this, but like they need to come up with some fucking new titles. Like, something we'll touch upon later is next one has a new title. Is it called? I want to say not Tusk. Oh, what's that?
It's something because I read a draft of a script, and there was a Predator, and you know the two kind of bottom tusks of these kind of 4 interlocked teeth that it has, where one of them is broken. Skull.
Yeah.
And I read a script, and it was quite good.
Oh, really? And that was called Tusk, was it?
Well, Tusk was the name of the Predator. It was the way the Predator, because he had one broken.
So this is probably something I've heard about.
Something based on
something that came into my mind from the ether or something. I'd say because that was weird. Because suddenly I had Tusk and the word and Predator linked together.
Just one of them was brought.
You probably fucking told me this story before.
I probably have. This is the thing. This is what's so heartbreaking about AVP and these films is that
a solid movie.
I was expecting these. I was expecting these to be huge leaps into the lore.
Yeah.
And in a way they were, to be fair, like in a way they built on the like the actual universe of the Predator, but I thought
one did it cleverly, the other one did it haphazardly.
Yeah, do you remember, like, again, I said this on a previous podcast. I said this on that previous podcast when we did Aliens. Yeah. And we said they were trying to capture lightning in a bottle, but that's not the sense. It's that they tried to go in scope, and I remember saying that. Do you remember when Neo in the Matrix fought Anderson in the subway?
Yeah.
It was him
Neo fought Agent Smith.
Agent Smith.
He was Mr. Anderson.
He was Anderson.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Yeah, he fucking fought him, and it was epic. But then we fought 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
And it was stupid.
Yeah.
And it just showed that scope is nothing. As in, or like with Endgame, I felt like they earned it.
Yeah.
But it's still not my favorite Marvel film.
Yeah.
But they earned it, and it was amazing. But like this one, instantly, I felt like they tried to go scope. And the first half of this film, I remember watching it for the first time and thought, okay.
Yeah. I thought it's an interesting premise though. You get like a collection, like it would be a great computer game fodder. Like,
I would have loved, sorry to speak over you, but I would have loved, there was no reason for me, with the tech that we know that they're supposed to have, that I would have loved if people had dropped and one guy was, I don't know, I'm making shit up here. What if one guy was an enforcer for Escobar?
Yeah.
What if one guy was fucking was an enforcer, was an army sergeant from the Second World War?
Yeah.
Because there's no reason why these guys couldn't literally have been observed taken, and all dropped at the same time. Whether it was, and from your perspective, 4 days ago, 40 years ago.
But now you're positing that the Predators can they know how to do time travel.
No, not time travel.
Time
Why
warp.
not just take you and use you when they think it's the right time?
No.
Why not just have like a literal army of possible huntees?
It's funny that you say that, because I think an amazing, because they touch upon Iwo Jima. I think he's touches on it. I think if you had a Predator movie set during World War II,
Yeah,
it would be fucking incredible. Like, you know what I mean? But like, do you mean? But to your point, do you mean that like you think that they should be able to pluck notable soldiers from different eras of time, put them on the game reserve, and because the time operates differently on this alien planet, the 40 years
they
in
could
our
have kept
time.
them. They could have kept them and said,
You
why
mean
not use
froze
this
them?
guy, this guy, and whether he's there 80 years or 2 days, just use them. And also, like, don't forget, they had a character there who was there he was about to be executed in 2 days.
Yeah.
So they took that guy straight from death row, not from the open battlefield,
Yeah,
from death row, from his cell.
yeah. How the fuck do they do that?
So that, like, the rules do not actually fucking count with these guys. They
Yeah,
don't,
what do you think of the inconsistencies of the type of, like, because, like, pretty much to get into the meeting, because I kind of want to talk about these two films side by side, because so we can burn through them.
Yeah.
Pretty much the two groups of, in Predators, we have this, like, group of different people from different parts of the world. One guy's a Yakuza enforcer, one guy's Spetsnaz, one person... Like, one guy's like an African fucking like a guerrilla fighter or something.
Works with a warlord of some description.
Yeah, RAF, I think he called it. RAF, that's Royal Air Force. What's it? Played by Mahershala Ali, anyway.
Played extremely well by Mahershala Ali.
And then you have, like, pretty much you have all these disparate people from different parts of the world, and, like, you know, and it's the kind of like the same kind of like formula that, for lack of a better term, that they try with Predators, that you have, or their Predator, they have all these group of, like, you know, crazy people. It's kind of like Dream Team / Mercury Rising versus Predator, that kind of way.
It starts with Rice, Brody's Rice, and he's fallen through the sky, the first film, and he wakes up, and he does what any of us do if we can collect ourselves. That's he's hitting the goddamn giant red button in the middle of his chest because he has no idea what's going on. Turns out that it's an automated system of parachute.
Yeah. Because I was like thinking, otherwise it's pretty risky, isn't it?
And yeah. And obviously they meet up, and of course there's that whole they're trying to kill each other thing.
It's like this hunting season's really failing. It's like everyone's dead on the ground.
One guy falls and he's dead. Like, and you think their tech is so like fucking above and beyond, whatever.
Shit happens though.
As
the Predator says.
Yeah. But it had Rice. I just thought at the start, the first thing, because again, I agreed with the first point you made about preferring this film. At the same time, I just thought Adrian Brody was, again, whether it was direction or just the type of actor he is, I thought he was chewing up the scenery from the very start. As in, like, whoa, now I'm here.
It was clear that he was playing a tough guy, and that actually was a tough guy.
Exactly, and there was something so organic about the cop that Michael was.
Like, Danny Glover's a big motherfucker.
There was
as well,
something
like.
about Dutch. Again, Dutch just was literally just.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Monster.
Yeah,
in his absolute prime.
What the fuck are you? You know.
In his late 30s.
Yeah.
So he could play a seasoned soldier, but he was still in his prime. That he was absolutely.
Do you think Schwarzenegger's in his late 30s there? What do you mean?
Schwarzenegger's in his mid 70s now.
Oh, yeah. So that was 1987. Yeah.
Yeah. So
maybe about 40 there.
Yes,
I'm
he's
30,
about 40, but he was
33.
still like, obviously he's not like, he's only a few years off his umpteenth Mr. Olympia or whatever. Like, so he was like Terminator 2 came like
1992 or something.
Yeah, 91 I think.
Oh, it was 91.
It came 4 years later, and he was still absolutely
jacked,
shredded. Like, so he was in his prime. And also able to play a seasoned soldier, not a wet behind the ears like kid.
Yeah.
So he was absolutely perfect, and it was just something about that worked. But I do think there's something that
must have an amazing
there's something organic.
Though.
There's something that you can't necessarily know.
So hard to duplicate, like, and that's the problem.
When you try to duplicate, I always said this because I play bass guitar, but I always said that. But
I think it's pronounced bass.
Bass. It's a bass guitar.
Sorry, yes.
But I always said
continue.
Kind of like who do you play? Like, I know a guy that plays extremely like Slash,
Yeah.
and he's an excellent guitar player.
Pronounced Slash.
It's pronounced Slash.
Slash.
He goes, I remember saying to somebody, and I stand by this, I said, this guy is trying to be Slash so hard that he'll never be, just all he can ultimately be is a poor Slash.
Yeah, Slash.
That's what he became.
Yeah.
And this was like, he was trying, when you try to replicate something, all you can ever be is like a decent replicate of it.
Yeah.
Because when somebody does something originally, you can't replicate it.
If you try to replicate something, you wander into direct comparison territory.
Of course.
And that's the problem.
Of course.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
And
that's why Predator
somebody
choose
organically nails something.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to like inorganically nail it.
Yeah.
No, it'll never work. I can't think of an example of it working. And I'm sure,
Yeah.
whatever, there's a million
You've seen my eyes, didn't you?
I've seen his eyes roll. But
No, I didn't. There wasn't rolling. I was starting to think.
I remember he kept saying stuff like, "Oh, they're trying to send out the dogs to lure something."
Yeah.
That's what I do. Because that's what I would do. And he had loads of lines like that, and then you're like, "Oh,
I talk like this all the
what's your
time."
past?" He goes, "Oh my god, it's I can't tell you. It's shrouded in mystery.
We gotta get high ground.
Yeah,
We're trying to stay alive. You better follow me.
And there was a couple of good lines, when they realise they're off on a different planet, they kind of realise we have to change our game plan.
Yeah. Is this the part where he goes, she's like looking at the compass, do you remember that?
Yeah.
And he was like, Dad, combined with the sun, I think we got ourselves a problem. And she's like, what do you mean about the sun? He's like, well, it hasn't moved since we got here. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
You could be there for what, an hour? How long are you there, dude?
Yeah, how long are you there?
How long are you there, dude?
And how good are you that you wake up and kind of go, my God, I just woke up in a parachute.
Yeah, clearly concussed.
I met all these people. I'm here 20 minutes. But you know
Do you
what?
think all of them are concussed and this is just hallucination?
No, I think when they start getting butchered, it's quite real.
Maybe they're killing each other. Maybe Topher Grace been killing the whole time.
Yeah, again.
Foreman.
Great. But like to try and blend the two films in, they try to replicate.
Hanging out down the street.
Same old planet.
The same old planet that we did last week. Not a thing to do. Wow, to you. We're all right. We're all right. Hello, Wisconsin.
And you can cut all that.
I'll take that, like, please.
but he's fucking But he kind of takes on the leader role. And this is the thing, like, Dutch was the leader.
Yeah.
They never need to establish that. This guy takes on the leader role. The Rusky tries to gun them all down. He goes up behind him and goes, please stop doing that.
He's like, how do I know you're not my enemy? Because if you are, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
And even that, there was a gruffness to his voice. And everything.
It's Christian Bale. It was the era of Batman Begins. And anything that followed after that took on the gravelly Christian Bale voice. Just what it is, they're bailing.
Yeah, just do it. Just have your voice, man. I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh God, nobody's problem with Adrian Brody's ever been going to be that, like, oh, I don't think he has a great enough fight. It's not. He's a decent actor. Just do it.
Like, I've seen many army movies with, like, he's portraying an army soldier, and none of them put on gravelly voices, and I still, like, they're intimidating. Because they're well trained and they know how to kill stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need to put on a fake voice. You know what I mean?
Unless you sound like David Beckham or something, maybe change it up then.
Yeah.
But fucking no.
King Arthur.
They had again, like, the thing that annoyed me was they had a guy who was like, they all kind of said like what they were, and I did like the fact that everyone was quite straight.
Yeah.
As in, like, one guy was a cartel enforcer, hardly
Danny
Trejo. And he was hardly salt of the earth or anything like that, but he was like, that's who I am. Because there's no point.
Yeah.
You're way beyond that. One guy said, I was going to be executed in 2 days. Again, he must
Walton Goggins, hashtag Goggins. Hashtag Boyd Crowder, if anyone's seen Justified.
But I thought this film was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
In a big way. And I just thought it was the execution and not the concept. In a way, I quite like that they built on it, that the Predators, obviously this was based more on fun.
Yeah.
This wasn't them going into enemy territory. This was their territory.
Yeah.
But
it makes sense though. Like, when you look at, like, what we learned from the previous lore, that these are game hunters, and, like, obviously, like, they're not always going to go to Earth. Would they not? Like, they try new games and they practice, right? So if you look at it as if real world battle or real world application for their technology is when they go out into foreign territory or enemy territory, as in Earth, like the Guatemalan jungle, the Los Angeles urban area during a gang war or whatever, that's real world. Like it's kind of like proof of concept. But in the meantime, what would they be doing? It would make perfect sense that in the meantime they'll be practicing, honing their skills. And the safest way to do it is what we would do is we'd go on safari in like these massive fucking farmlands.
But that's where I have the problem. Is in like I like the fact that the men is challenging for themselves as possible.
Yeah.
Like for example, to go to a planet where it's hard for them to breathe, or they need to adapt.
Every military trains.
Yes.
Yeah, but
you know, like again, AVP was a fucking. We've joked in this podcast. Yeah. AVP was a terrible film, but they based
solid
it up,
movie.
They based it up in the Arctic, which would be just the most inhospitable.
Yeah,
but maybe survivable. In scenario. This just felt comfortable, and I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I just felt like they were being picked up, and you made up a good point. Like when Lawrence Fishburne saw, oh my god, that was when this film turned fucking sour for me.
Yeah.
Who are you? Because he goes, "What the fuck are you?" or something, which harkens back to an earlier kind of quote from I think
Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger
says the first,
and then Lawrence Fishburne takes off his mask and delivers in absolutely excellent style. I'm alive.
Yeah,
dude. Fuck off. I just remember thinking, "Fuck off." Turn around. But you were saying when the Predators finally catch up with him, he blows them to pieces. And it's kind of like, this guy survived 7 to 10 seasons.
10 seasons.
He should have been a trophy to end all trophies.
Wait there. Yeah, 10 seasons. I asked my friend over
there.
Call back.
And he survived 10 seasons.
Yeah.
And he just blew him apart.
He'd be the ultimate trophy.
The ultimate trophy.
Yeah.
Because he even called himself the one that got away.
Yeah.
He had done what even Dutch couldn't do. He had obviously he claimed to have killed 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And
he's got shit memory for numbers.
Yeah. Like but he's been there a while, whatever his season is.
Yeah, but 2 or 3. Like if I can't remember if I've killed 3, like what to do? Maybe he wounded one and he wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure. Well, fucking
because he says 2.5, doesn't he?
Yeah,
exactly. He said 2, 3, or maybe 2.5 or something, doesn't he?
But he fucking he was obviously he had accomplished something that must be super rare because he had survived the Predators and he had hijacked their technology.
Yeah,
that makes him an excellent prey. But they obliterate him, and there was just something that they just made them like.
That makes no sense.
It cheapened it.
It didn't make sense in comparison to the lore. Like if you have, and something I touched on earlier on, if you have a whole race of trophy hunters, or like something to touch on the Predator, they're like he's not a predator because he doesn't eat his kill, but there's different types of predators. Like you can predate on someone without killing them. That's why serial killers are called predators. Like Shane Black thought he was making this amazing point in Predator, and he was like, "I should not be called a trophy killer or a hunter." Well, I'm sorry, but a hunter.
Because a predator kills to eat.
Yeah.
As opposed to a hunter who
because it predates, though. It's about predating, and like if I don't kill someone, I still predate. I still preyed on them.
Yeah,
that makes me a different type of predator. One, it means that some predators kill to sustain, and others kill for trophies. Both of them are still predators, just different fucking types of predators. But, hashtag Shane Black stop making movies.
Just see like when when they catch up with a guy who had obviously been from the season before. He'd been dead for about 2 weeks.
I love that scene.
Yeah, it was actually a cool scene. What I want to know is like he laid all these traps, and I do understand the basic fundamentals.
Yeah, it's another callback.
Yeah, but like, you remember where all the sharp kind of not arrows because they were like pieces of wood. How did he make them all start flying down like bullets? Like what?
It's probably something like what the Vietnamese used to. They used to use like all you need to do is you'd spring load them.
Spring load them from trees.
I can't.
I don't know. I just felt like extremely difficult to do.
But like, I think like with something like that, I think you could spring load them by tying them back and making them really, really taut, and then having one little trip wire, and it's like very precarious.
And he must have been left like to his devices for an extremely long time.
Makes sense to do that though.
Yeah, no, that does make that makes sense.
Yeah, I could imagine a predator because they kind of did that where they kind of hang back and evaluate the situation, and then like they'll kind of go in even if they think there's booby traps there, because he knew about the booby traps in Predator 1 when he went back in to get Blaine's bodies. Sent the hog, exactly. That's the thing. Booby traps aren't going to deter Predator. In fact, they're going to encourage it.
Oh yeah,
because it's just a test. That's what they're all about. Like, you know what I mean?
But like even again, Hawkins, like he lures. Rice. He lures them into a trap because he wanted to see what the predators are capable of. Yeah, and there was stuff like that was quite cool. Even he's
very cold, isn't he?
He's very cold and calculated. But then he does the whole thing of coming back.
Yeah.
You know, he does. That's the thing. That was, you know.
Well,
I don't know. I felt it like when I was watching Predator. I felt like it was groundbreaking. When I watched Predators, I found like it was formulaic. And
Yeah.
I found like it was trying to rehash old ideas, and I found like it tried to Michael Bay it and just tried to scope it out.
I don't know. I think it'd be the Michael Bay thing would be more the Predator with your 11-foot Predator and stuff. But I like the way.
Oh, that's a much better example.
You know what I mean?
No
like,
arguments
yeah,
there.
It's like
You put an 11-foot. You put a Predator where the whole thing about Predators is we don't need
yeah.
to evolve, and if we did, it would be cheating.
It's like did I say to you in the podcast before? It's like a shark. Like a shark doesn't suddenly go, "Oh, a human just killed me twice.
I need
Killed
to
two of
evolve."
us. I need to evolve."
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
they're
yeah,
just
yeah.
gonna be like, "No, I just need to get better at killing humans. I don't
Yeah.
need to evolve. I already got the
I
set of
felt that-
skills."
I felt that was so fucking cheap.
Yeah, it made no sense.
Yeah, exactly. And the Predators.
Why doesn't a crocodile evolve? It doesn't need to.
Yeah.
It just figure out a different way of killing you because it already has the tools. It's just going to use one of its different tools. So if a predator can't kill you, it doesn't go, "Oh, I need to evolve to 11 feet tall" or whatever. Like I thought the better evolution was, as Lawrence Fishburne's character says, it's like wolves and dogs. There's some sort of blood feud going on. That makes sense to me. That there's like a hierarchical structure within predators. That some of them are bigger than others, and there's like a power battle going on wolves and dogs. That makes more sense because one was like 7 feet and the other was like 7'5" or something.
Yeah.
Like it's close enough, like that they're a match. But when you have an 11-foot predator, something that we talked about, the predator hunts by stealth, no matter how big it is. I know our Adrian Brody says it's bigger than us, it's stronger than us, but it's also slower. You know, but he hunts by stealth,
Yeah.
and he hunts like I know there's different ones in this where one hunts by tracking dogs and sending in dogs to flush you out, and another one is like a falconeer hunts with like a drone or something like. And but like I just think there's a misunderstanding of the character. I just like with the Predator with Shane Black's iteration, that 11-foot Predator that you can actually hear coming by his footsteps, like a creature that is supposed to be a predator killer itself, that hunts the ultimate hunter, that needs to go into an environment that adapt itself. Like how can that hunt from the trees? If it's 11 foot tall, it weighs about what 800, 900 pounds more.
Yeah.
How can that a tree hold its weight? It can't.
No.
So Shane Black, who's a person that acted and seen Jim and John Thomas's script come to life before his eyes, has no understanding of the character. And the reason I'm saying that is I'm going to call back because if you look at Nimrod and Tells the Predators, I think they have a far better understanding, even though the missteps with the Lawrence Fishburne kill. Because if it's a trophy killer, he's a great trophy. You want him to just obliterate him, it makes no sense. But like, I think when you look at the way they evolved, and it wasn't even an evolution. It's like it's just a class system. A class structure. They both come here. They challenge themselves. They've only got one ship. That made no sense to me. Wanted to travel together, like you know what I mean? Like I don't understand that. I'm sure there must be more ships there because, like, otherwise they travel together. We're just like awkward.
Yeah.
I'm going wait till I get down there. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I think this it was more subtle, and there was a few callbacks and stuff. And I know it was like the whole like help me. Danny Trejo was kind of like a
You were
mad
saying
callback.
this, yeah. We're like, why not set a trap?
Yeah.
Because you want to finally, like they said, we can't go. It's a trap. And sorry, her name was Isabel.
Yeah.
She was armed with kind of a very advanced sniper rifle.
Yeah.
From the looks of it. But
High power sniper.
she takes the kill shot. And I did think it was one good part.
Why
of
she
the film.
shoot him in like the lungs? She could have shot him in the back of the head.
It looks like she. I don't think if you get shot at all center mass with a weapon of that power,
It's game over.
it's game over.
But she bled him out slow though. If she was going
I don't
to-
know. He was already bleeding out, so a shot like that devastation
Yeah.
to the body. But I did like where she's like, you know, that's like I did the right thing here, and then he goes, "Help me again." I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I did. I thought.
I know it was kind of like the reverse. Remember, I said that's how I would have liked Max scene to be because you have that fear of like, oh, I think I know what's going on here. Oh shit, that person's dead, and then you hear the voice again, and now you're certain that you're fucked. You know, that kind
Yeah,
of like,
exactly.
Yeah, it's just kind of like hope, doom again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's that kind of thing. But like, one thing I liked about this is like that we finally got to see. It's like we get Lawrence Fishburne, he gets killed. He pretty much takes them in. They get away from him. And like, do you remember the Russian dude? Like, that we slowly start seeing what Topher Grace is all about because pretty much the Russian dude shows him the picture of his family, and he obviously takes that, and the Russian dude comes back and helps him because he helped him earlier on with
Yes.
the neurotoxin.
Edwin is Topher Grace's character.
Edwin.
Edwin.
Doesn't even sound real. But so Edwin goes back. remember, so Topher Grace actually leaves the Russian to die, and the Russian, like, he sacrifices himself in a way of setting off 2 gigantic grenades, I guess. He could have easily killed everybody in that minute. And I always think it's funny when you have these, like, sacrifice scenes. But
Russian was called Nikolai because, of course, he was.
yeah, of course, or Boris.
Or Boris.
Boris Nikolaevich. But, like, I just thought that scene was funny. Like, but we're starting to see what Topher Grace is all about here, because even though after your man saves him, Topher Grace leaves him to die, and then your man sacrifices himself, and he easily could have killed everybody, because that explosion was huge. But, like, the reason I was picking on that, because, like, from there on, it kind of runs straight into near the climax and onward to the end, because I kind of want to blast through this and then Predator, like, but, like, we got to see the Yakuza guy played by
he did a Billy, and Hanzo, and he was played by Luis Ozawa, and he said he did a Billy, and I remember just the first time I watched this, I'd actually forgotten a lot of this film. I'm actually good at remembering films. At least, you know, like at least the fundamental layout of the film, who gets picked off in what order, that sort of thing. But this film, I have to say, I forgot.
You're like, I'm pretty sure there's a xenomorph in this next Predator movie.
Yeah. Well, he did a Billy where he told them all to go on ahead. Like, I mean, in a big way, a Billy. He took them all to go on ahead. He wanted to fight an honourable fight. He took out his sword, but I did like where they decided to show you the fight.
Yeah.
And of course, because I love like that. At least they did that right. And for me, at least the Predator revealed itself, because it wasn't a fair hunt. The guy wasn't using projectile weapons.
The Falconeer.
Yeah, the guy wasn't using projectile weapons, that sort of thing. He was ready to literally sit down and fight you on.
Love that scene.
Yeah. So he fights. And
same music when Billy dies is playing as well in the background.
Oh, and they didn't play it, I think, at the same volume.
Yeah.
They kind of used it a little bit more as a background thing.
Yeah, and they kind of did. I don't know if they did, but I had like a little bit of an Oriental spin to it, because they didn't. They should have, like a samurai type thing.
Yeah, I don't think I can't hear
that. Would have been amazing, because all I'm hearing is bam, bam. Do you know that kind of? But that scene's fucking amazing. Like, we finally get to see the showdown, like that we kind of imagined in our head.
Yeah,
Billy.
Exactly. Yeah. And I always thought that was Billy's scene done right, where although like he took down the Predator and was taken down by the Predator.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it just showed like a really cool scene where the Predator's going, yeah, okay. Like, they're not cowards.
It's so typical of the Predator, though.
Not cowards.
Yeah.
Which is why the Lawrence Fishburne thing made no sense. Is in like, yeah, you finally caught me.
Do you think it was a case?
I think he was armed with a weapon made of bone.
Yeah. Do you think it was a case of the Predator just like, fuck this motherfucker?
God,
you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
or
fuck this motherfucker.
I've already told me mate to kill this lad. He escaped, and I told me mate to kill him.
Yeah, he has a skull at home. It's like, saw that guy. Yeah, come like season 6.
Season 6.
Yeah, season 6. Yeah, come ages ago. Oh, that guy. Yeah.
That was it. Imagine, man, it was just a Shane kid.
Yeah.
It was, but then it plays out. He finds out all the information, and Rice is putting it together fairly quickly. Which but and then Topher, they had that kind of like, I don't know if you call it it made no sense to me. Do you remember like where Topher Grace gets his Edwin gets maimed?
Yeah,
and Rice calls it and he says no, the trap boss is supposed to kill him.
Yeah, because I was lucky it didn't hit my tibia or something, my tibial artery or something.
Yeah, and he was like, no, it's not supposed to.
Yeah, it's not supposed to kill.
Next, you're going to beg us to stay and help you.
I love that scene.
That's cool. This is the thing. It's got like standalone scenes that are absolutely excellent. Yeah. I just thought
you're going to beg us to slow down.
Fluid.
You're going to ask us to rest, to take a break. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that he has everything worked out. That's what I like about Rice though on this, like, because he's like, okay, I know these people. Like, even when the part you touched on earlier, where he lures them into pretty much they get flushed out by the dogs, and then they track the dogs back to the Predator's hunting ground or base of operations, whatever. And then we get to see the original looking Predator.
Was Isabel Anna's niece?
It kind of hinted. I don't have any idea.
Did she not say something about it being her aunt or some bollocks?
Do you know the way
thought, what a fucking coincidence.
Yeah, but do you know the way she knows about, like, I would have thought her story would have made sense if she was related to Anna, or if they had the same legend. If she'd have mentioned Diablo, whatever, something Umbres, the guy, the devil that makes trophies of men.
Yeah.
Like if she had the same legend, like, I don't understand why she was like, oh yeah, there's this guy, an operative. How the fuck would she have any of that information? She'd have none of that information. Like, none of it. Like, if Anna would make more sense if she just started being like Anna and go, the hottest years we find our men butchered. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And this year goes very hot. Where like, you know, that kind of thing, she plays into the legend. She's from the same part of the world. Because she not just said, in my part of the country, we have this legend. And then they could have said, this is what I know her from, you know what I mean? And that's a nice callback, and it makes more sense than her knowing classified, beyond classified information from the end of Predator 1. You know what I mean?
A
like,
woman that was taken out of the country, even.
Like, Anna would have never been back in Guatemala again. Like, ever. Like, Dutch would never seen daylight again.
No.
Like, even if he did, like, it was under an assumed identity somewhere else in the country, probably.
It would have been bullet in the back of the head as soon as you give your fucking...
report, probably, actually, yeah. You know what I mean? If it bleeds, we can kill it. Boom.
Yeah. Actually, that's one thing that the Predators, it was Predators, and then it was the Predator.
The Predator original.
Did right is that they they were killing off the people who actually had the information.
Yeah.
It was that top secret. But in this one, obviously, that none of that really counted because you were off the reserve. In fact, you could have been 6, 7, 8, 9,000 light years away. It seemed to be a makeshift planet because even there was other planets inside of its atmosphere, which would crush you.
Yeah.
Physics would indicate that they should crush.
It's hardly a simulation, is it?
And you see, I like the fact that why not and maybe not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how...
Yeah, people need to have a better understanding of how gravity works.
Yes.
Because planets being that close to one another would destroy one another. It's how the universe was created.
Yeah.
Planets...
Gravitational pull versus gravitational mass.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about physics.
Yeah.
And I know that. As in, the gravitational mass of the sun and the gravitational...
They're like, oh, it looks cool. Yeah, but it calls back to, if it doesn't look real, I don't think it's real.
And yeah. I read a comic recently, and they did that
right.
It was two Earths that overlapped, and they were appearing in each other's atmosphere, and people drowned in the sky.
Yeah.
Because
it's the
gravity. Gravity was just, they were inversing each other's gravity.
Yeah.
So, but at least
Chris Nolan would love that.
That actually apparently made sense. Apparently, just that would be right. So yeah, they really fucked with that. But again, you're right. It could have been a simulation. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Again, they only ever end up covering, let's just say, 10 square miles of what.
Would you like to see more of? So like pretty much like. I'll run right into the finish, right? Because we get to see the Falconer dies, and then the guy with the hounds, he gets killed by the Russian guy, Nikolai, and then the Yakuza guy, what's his name? Sorry, Hanzo.
Same name as Scorpion.
Well, it's kind of cool as well because Hanzo makes the swords, don't they? In Kill Bill.
Yeah,
he's a famous sword maker.
Yeah.
But like,
so again, Scorpion from Mortal Kombat as a Hanzo.
Oh, is he? Yeah. I bet you that all calls back to the Hanzo sword maker that Quentin Tarantino also got his name from the character in Kill Bill, I think, from a previous Japanese character. But so we get to see. So the Falconer's dead now. The guy with the dogs is dead. The Predator with the dogs is dead. Now we see like pretty much the final combat. Like you said, Topher Grace gets maimed by the fucking trap. And Adrian Brody, Edwin gets maimed, and Rice decides, I'm going to team up the enemy. My enemy is my friend. Solid writing AVP.
Solid AVP,
and he says, I'm going to team up with this Predator, and I'm going to get on this fucking drop ship, because as Lawrence Fishburne said, it was about 30 yards away from there, and I told you wouldn't see it. Remember, he's talking to himself. And he decides, I'm going to team up with this Predator, get on this ship, get the fuck out of Dodge. But he decides, I'm going to leave Isabella and Edwin, and I'm going to get the fuck out of here. And we see him. I like this kind of scene though, because the Predator actually puts the coordinates in for the ship to go to Earth, because he brings it up and he's display unit. And like when he frees the Predator's like, oh, it's on. For
all of 4 seconds.
Yeah, for all of 4. Yeah, why do you think they keep like feeling this need to kill off the original Predator easily to show how fierce their
That's
Predator
how you
is?
do, like, as in, like, oh, do you remember that Predator in the 1987 film?
Yeah.
Well, in this scenario, he's just a gigantic bitch boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's but that is what it is. This is I call it Scope Michael Bay, but I call it Dragon Ball. As in, they introduce a big bad, and it's the biggest anime in the world. They introduce a big bad, and then somebody changes their hair color and beats him, and then later on, that big bad, that absolutely indestructible, unstoppable, absolutely amazingly powerful force, bitch slaps your big bad, and that's how you know that this is a bigger big bad,
exactly,
bigger bad,
yeah.
And you realize that it doesn't really it's not storytelling, man.
Yeah,
it's not storytelling.
And you run out of room because of this kind of shit.
And you know what the things, and even if you don't run out of room, it's because you're getting more and more ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of people, when they look at the Alien franchise, they hate Alien Resurrection because they try to fucking fuck with the design of the Xenomorph.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, your Xenomorph is
they
no
gave
good.
the Alien Queen a wound, which is just silly.
It's like, oh, it's perfect now. How? Can only give birth to one creature at a time, whereas before it could give
A
birth to
slow, like a Hulk strength creature that's extremely slow.
Yeah.
I'd rather take it on because I wouldn't take it on.
Yeah.
Because I'd walk away.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like the fact that it's probably not going through the vents. You know what I mean? Or like
clumsy motherfucker.
Yeah,
like,
clumsy motherfucker. I mean, that's what I want. I'd rather be hunted by a 900-pound bear than a cheetah.
Yeah.
I would.
No, you'd rather be hunted by because it's...
Because
bears,
you get away. I don't know, because I move.
Bears are pretty fucking fast, man.
They're not as fast as fucking cheetahs.
I know, but they can run 30 kilometers an hour.
I can climb a tree.
Bears can climb a tree.
I'm done here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, bears, it was probably a wrong choice. Yeah, they're like literally an apex predator. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like back to predators. You know what I mean? But like, what did you think of the main predator here? What was his name? I'll check the
Berserker predator.
Berserker predator. Yeah. But what,
you know, again, they tried to go with
What did you think of his armor? The battle with the original Predator that we know from the original design Predator, and then leading into the final battle with Rice and all that shit pretty much.
Yeah, well, they wanted to do this whole thing where what Dutch took on in the first Predator, because again, I thought 3 tried to be 1, and 4 tried to be 2. They tried to make the scale of that higher, as in like this guy is going to fight, like, and I mean fight, like old school. So if Dutch can take on that Predator, imagine how much cooler and better this film is. I just say it again, it's not storytelling. It's not, but I don't think it was executed badly, because he was. I always like scenes where somebody uses the environment to their advantage, as in I'm not stronger, but like he says when he stabs Edwin with his own, he goes, because Edwin goes, I guess you really are a good man, and he turns, and when he tries to slash him, and he turns around and sticks his own blade through the lower part of his jaw, and he goes, not a good man, but I am fast.
Yeah, but I'm fast. Yeah, I love that line.
So you know what? Actually, you know what? I've said some bad things about this film. That was a fucking great line.
Yeah,
fucking great line.
What do you make of the part where the Predator kind of hunts him by his heartbeat? I love that they're constantly adapting. There's so many different fucking adaptations.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
You have to understand the creature.
Like they're killing you on basic mode.
Quite fearless, because death itself can even be a reward.
Yeah.
To them, it seems.
They're very Spartan.
Yeah, very Spartan, and so they fear nothing.
Yeah.
But they can adapt instantly, and especially because if you're the son of a 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 great warrior.
Yeah.
And that's all. You're probably a greater warrior, the greatest of great granddads. You know what I mean?
It's kind of
especially that you never.
It's like Lieutenant Dan. No, Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump. He wants to die in battle because his grandfather, his father, and his father all died in battle, and he was like, "Leave me here," because that was the honourable thing to do. You know what I mean? That was the tradition of their family to die in battle, and that's the kind of thing, the glorious death thing. Like, the Predators are not afraid to die; they just want to die well. You know what I mean? Like, and they are not afraid to die to a worthy opponent, and that's what makes them so fearless. You know what I mean? There's never a chance a Predator's going to run away unless AVP. A solid movie. But like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Predators don't run away. They're going to fight you till you're dead or they're dead. Like Thunderdome, they'd love that shit. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. You know what I mean? That's the way they are. Like, that's why they don't mind dying to a Danny Glover. They don't mind dying to a Rice. Harrigan, and they don't mind dying to a Rice. Or they don't mind dying to a Dutch, because it's in their nature. You kill me, or I kill you. I'm going to keep killing things until something kills me. Because I don't think there's a such thing as like super old predators. Maybe I don't know how they age, obviously. Like, you know what I mean? Predators are going to keep hunting till they're dead. I can't see a predator going, "Oh, I'm too old to hunt." I don't think that happens. If I'm too old to hunt, I'm dead. I'm dead on the battlefield, or I'm dead in the hunting grounds. And that's how a predator dies. And that's what I love about this movie, because it's like the predator was like, it's never a case of the small predator going to Rice, "All right, I'm going to book with you. Let's get out of here." It's like, "No, you freed me. Here's Earth. It's programmed. Fuck on off now. Go on, fuck off. We have our deal made. But I'm going to hang around here and I'm going to fight this predator." I'm going to try. He had me tied up. I'm going to try my metal now. This is my goal.
And also,
You know what I mean?
it also speaks to the honor system.
Yeah.
To them, it's like, yeah, as in there's that predator could not deny that when it was chained up to
It was defeated.
a steel stake, it was defeated. Of course,
Yeah,
it was. It knew that it
humiliated.
didn't have. You're lucky you got here because I was just about to open a can of whoop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It didn't have any because they don't have that ego.
Yeah.
So it said it offered him there. Our deal is done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that for me isn't a cheap. That's not a cheapening.
Yeah, that adds to it.
That adds to it.
Yeah.
Of course. It works on a system.
Yeah. That's
And
like
I
an
know
honor
I can
code.
kill you now, but because only of the advantage that you give it. Like I'm stronger.
You
than
save me, I save you. It's like a blood pact or something.
Yeah, I can only imagine if somebody like half my size, half my strength, treat me, and then I go like, well, obviously, let's just say I like to fight and kill. Like,
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm only had this opportunity because you offered it to me.
Yeah.
Of course, I have to recognize that again. It's system of honor, and I always thought that was what was so fucking cool about Predators, man.
Yeah, that's the difference. Because like a xenomorph, there's no bargaining, there's no negotiation.
No.
But this is a warrior race.
Yeah,
It's
A
not some
xenomorph-
wild
a
beast
xenomorph
that's my
is
cunt
closer to like
indiscriminately.
an ant or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
As in, it literally works on a system of protecting the hive.
Exactly, yeah.
But they
It
don't.
kills because it has to, because it's all about its life cycle. It kills.
Yeah.
It's not even that it kills you. It takes you so it can incubate another face hugger and chest burster.
It's like an owl
just a life
catching a
cycle.
mouse. It's
Yeah.
not. It's,
Yeah,
there's nothing there. There's no hate.
Yeah, exactly. But with a predator, it's all about like the challenge, the thrill of the kill.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
And you've offered me a chance to, redeem myself.
Yeah,
or at
offer
least
me a chance of
avenge
glory.
Myself. Yeah.
it's just a chance of glory. You know what I mean?
And,
like, men prepare for glory.
Yeah.
You know, in 300. But yeah, like so, pretty much Rice dispatches the major predator here, the berserker predator, after it kills the classic predator, for lack of a better term. And like, you know, we touched on it, and I want to kind of run through because I want to get the fuck out of here. But shit, I just realized, 1 second, my laptop is not on charge. Let there be power. But so like obviously we're going to get to see the continuation of Rice and Isabella's story. Never again.
No, it's all they survived, they killed the predator,
Yeah.
and nobody cares. By the end of this film, this is what I thought. I thought the film started kind of strong,
Yeah.
but by the end of this film, I didn't care. I didn't care what it was about.
I would have loved to see a sequel though. I really would have.
Really?
I would have loved to see what the whole structure of this hunting grounds is, this safari thing. Like, man, all I want to know is more about the predators. Like, I think I'm going to actually do a massive deep dive into the comic books because that's the only real expansion that we have out there right now.
And also they get it wrong.
Yeah.
As in, I could get it wrong in a comic, and
In 2 issues
this-
later, it's different.
Yeah, and two issues later it's dead, and you happen, it hasn't reached as big an audience, and it didn't cost as much. But
Yeah.
you get to be more explored.
Yeah, no, I read Tarzan vs Predator before. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, but like, I just thought, I don't know. I remember just not giving a fuck. Although, like, I did.
I definitely cared more about them though than like the main characters we seen in the Predator. Like, cause like when you have like, I know Boyd Holbrook is a great actor. He came from Narcos and stuff like that from Netflix. But like, I know you got Thomas Jane, you got Trevante Rhodes, Jacob Tremblay plays the young the little dude with Asperger's, I think, and Keegan Michael Key. Like, I just think they're cannon fodder. Like this entire film, though, like Shane Black, I think does an awful job of making a Predator movie. I just like, I'm going to say that straight out. Compared to, I enjoy Predators because they tried something, and even though it failed at times, they tried really hard. But Shane Black, I feel like he tried Iron Man 3 it. This is my new idea. This is how the Predator should be in my mind. Well, you're wrong. You're wrong in Iron Man 3. The Mandarin is not some guy called Trevor Slattery. You're a fucking idiot. You don't know. You don't understand source material. You don't seem to appreciate or respect source material. You make bad movies from pre-existing source material, and it's just proven. Like, because he made Iron Man 3, and like it was so bad that Marvel had to go and do a massive retcon, have a create a short and one off to prove this Trevor Slattery wasn't the Mandarin. He's like, he's such a haphazard director. It's like, you go into a Predator franchise that, like, if you have any care for a franchise, you know that this franchise could be potentially on its last legs. That the last 2 movies weren't considered box office successes, and only was Predator 2 later considered a critical success in the eyes of the fans. Like, you know what I mean? And then you go into a franchise and you go, first of all, he cast a fucking sex offender, put him in scenes with Olivia Munn, They didn't tell her he was a sex offender. Had to go back and reshoot the scenes. Had to go back and reshoot the ending. Hadn't got a fucking clue what he was doing as far as I'm concerned. Like, I have 11-foot predator that's a stealth hunter, that's supposed to be the hunter of stealth hunters, but it's so large that nothing could support its weight. It's massive, so large that you can actually hear its footsteps even when it's in camouflage mode, which completely negates the whole point of being in camouflage.
What negates the most, and I don't know if we were recording when I said this, and fucking I don't care, I'll say it again, is that the whole kind of storyline is based around that the predators were using some, like, the predator that they found had human DNA, and it's because they were trying to improve themselves the whole time.
Fuck you, Shane Black.
They're not. They're not.
Yeah, well,
and that's not even open to interpretation unless Jim and John Thomas tell me differently.
Yeah.
Is that, like, they're not. It's not a challenge.
Why do we have to keep fucking messing with lore when it's already perfect?
Just, like, why not? Like,
use what you got.
If
like,
they're able to travel through the universe to xenomorphs, to fucking human beings or whatever, and to whatever, just cyber tech. Why not just be an absolutely gigantic, unkillable cyborg monster that can fly through space and eat suns? I don't, like, why not? Like, why stop? Like, why not just keep going with the 2,000, 3,000 years
and why
of
they
technology? No.
Why they only evolve and upgrading now? If this fucking race...
Strength to them came through battle.
Yeah.
Strength to them came through
It's like you said earlier, they don't want to keep giving themselves advantages because that takes away the thrill of the kill.
Yeah, because that's the thing. In Predator, when he took off his mask and his shoulder cannon, that was the weapon. That's always been their weapon.
Because he could have just killed him immediately.
That was when he acknowledged that there's a challenger. And it's kind of going, no, if you
deserve to be killed by hands.
11-foot predator, that again, with one, there's a scene where he throws the one predator on the car.
He pulls him through a wall.
He ends up punching him. He ends up pulling his head off. But he punches him so hard in the face that it literally caves his face and kills him. So this thing can kill a predator with a punch.
Yeah.
And now he's taking on people. There's nothing. There's nothing in it for you.
It makes no sense.
For me, it would be like me kind of saying that, whatever, I'm an MMA trained fighter. Not even just that, a world-class one. Yeah. Absolutely world-class. And now I've been dropped into 5, 6, no younger than 8-year-old children. Yeah. And now I'm going to fight them. And don't forget, you're from a species that believes completely believes in an honor set. Don't get me wrong. You set yourself up advantage because you want to hunt a lot. But when it comes to something that's earned your respect, you fight it on its level.
And a predator fights or hunts on its own terms until it meets in its mind its match. Yeah. And then fights it on a mano level or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? So pretty much it's like, I'm going to kill. He's kind of opportunistic the way he takes out Dutch's guys. And it's kind of like he's kind of a bit opportunistic the way he takes out Harrigan's crew. But when it comes to the Dutch, when it comes to the Harrigan, it's like, all right, let's fucking throw down. I want to know who's better. Am I better than the top guy? I killed King Willie. I've killed fucking Lambert. I killed all these guys. I want to know, am I better than Dutch? And that's why he takes off the mask.
Yeah, and I don't know that if I shoot him with a shoulder-mounted plasma cannon.
Is that an honourable kill?
Yeah, and this guy just did this fucking thing.
Yeah. Can I take that trophy if I kill him by laser?
When he gets to the again, sorry, we should touch upon in the last installment that there was apparently a good predator trying to bring information to our planet about how to stop the predators from terraforming our planet.
Visible side.
That predator ends up killing a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, by the way, the famous thumbs up scene where he kills a bunch of soldiers in the back of a people
like carrier, an armored truck or something.
An armored truck. Yeah. He is like, is everything okay back there? He picks up a left hand severed arm, and he sticks in a right arm. So even just that, they couldn't even get the stupidest part of the film right.
Well, I think if you want to make this movie, I think at the start of the movie you could have Boyd Holbrook's group work with the DEA or something like that, or some ATF. They're going in after a Mexican drug cartel. They follow them into the fucking the Yucatan Peninsula, have it there, like, you know, where the jungles and the rainforest and shit are there. Set it there. They're following in a Mexican group of cartel lords. The cartel starts getting picked off one at a time. They're all getting butchered and they find them skinned left, right, and center. Like, what the fuck? To keep going deeper, want to investigate. You know what I mean? And then they fight the fucking predator in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. Like, why does it have to be in suburbs? I just, like, in 10 seconds, I just gave a way better premise. And it makes sense. I was like, when I see this movie originally, like, oh, cool, we're starting in the Mexican jungle. Oh, I guess the film's going to stay there. And Shane Black's like, no, it's not. No, guess what? Do you know where it's going to be? Do you know what it's going to be? It's going to be in the suburbs. Like every other fucking movie I make. Iron Man 3, Christmas time, suburbs. Lethal Weapon, Christmas time, suburbs. Like, what's your obsession, dude?
Black.
Do you
Black.
Do you not like Santa Claus or something?
Juicy got a big pussy. Juicy got a big pussy.
Why'd you say that twice, man?
It's the echo.
Is it?
It's the echo.
It
was. I mean, again, I look at this.
What happened to that guy?
I have to say, like,
what happened to that Shane Black? I like that Shane Black. What happened to the Shane Black to make Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? Like, you know what I mean?
The last film versus the second last film, I thought the ragtag group I liked a lot fucking more.
Yeah,
because I love the scene where what's the name of the dude who played
Tourette's. Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane. He's a character. He was like Olivia Munn. She's about to leave the hotel and she goes, "Eat your pussy."
Yeah. What did you say?
What you say? He said, "God, your pussy." No.
It was a good save, though.
Eat my pussy.
Good save.
I was going to say he's going to eat my pussy.
It was a good save, though.
Oh, it was a solid save. Olivia Munn was solid in this film as well.
Yeah.
Before we gloss over, I thought there was some fucking...
Right.
I thought there was some decent fucking actors.
But definitely...
guys in front of the camera that I don't fucking blame.
Definitely, though, one of the decent performances did not come from Sterling K. Brown. He tries so hard to be cool in this film. Like, he literally chews up scenery. Like, literally, I've never seen a guy chew... He chews chewing gum with the same vigour that Sergeant Apone chews cigars in Aliens. Like,
he did. Like,
he tries so hard.
Nicorette.
Oh, is that what it was? Was it?
It was Nicorette. Yeah.
He tries so fucking hard in this movie, though. And he's such a good actor.
Okay,
like.
Actually, yeah. Sorry. Before we finish, there's a scene where they take on the Berserker Predator, the big bad
In Predators,
and he's he's after fucking with the main character and the main character's son. He's after trying to unlock the ship.
You're talking about that Predator, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he uses some of the Predator tech. Remember that? He's in the fucking jungle.
Oh.
And Yuan says something. I don't get it. I watched it again. I did my homework for this. I went back and watched some of the scenes that I wasn't 100% sure of.
Yeah.
And
I think Shane Black should have done the same.
When a lot of the characters are getting taken out by the Berserker Predator in the last closing of the film.
No, Berserker Predator was in Predators. This is just Predator Killer or some shit.
Predator Killer. That's what I meant to say.
I have no idea what it is.
But Olivia Munn's character, she shouts at him, and he looks at her, and he's got the Predator mounted shoulder cannon, and it's like he shoots himself in the head with it, and there's no context for it.
And what do you think of this whole thing when they have like a dog, this stray dog
that gets shot in the head, and it kind of becomes good?
Man, like Shane Black needs to understand something, right? Why does he make the dogs look like predators? That's like saying an Alsatian should look like me.
You're not wrong.
That makes no fucking sense. Like, look at, like, he goes,
with a bigger mouth that kind of goes,
yeah. He's like, I want to include dogs, and they're like, well, it was in Predators already. And he's like, well, I wanted to be original. We're like, dude, it's already taken. He's like, I'm going to make them look like predators. Like, dude, that's not how animals work. Like people have literally downgraded or downbred and upbred dogs for hundreds of years. We've literally manipulated their genetic breeding for hundreds of years, and not once have they ever come out looking like us. So why do predator dogs look like predators? I just think it's such a lack of understanding with someone that was in it.
I had a very sexy dog, and they had some puppies that were actually very human.
It's like a whole different turn in 101 Dalmatians. Pongo's not the father. But
101 whore abortions.
101 abominations.
Yeah, that's better and less offensive.
But like, what did you think? I just think what I liked about Predators with that Nimrod Antal did, that was produced by Robert Rodriguez. I just think that it had a better understanding of its source material, a better understanding of its antagonist than Shane Black. Shane Black seems like he was like, I want to do this, don't want to do this, don't want to do this. He doesn't seem to care what the source material is.
There was a lot of things I could accept about Predators, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, how it would know what a thumbs up is? I'm sorry, even if you worked out our entire language.
Yeah.
Just everything.
Well, it obviously gets context, but I just think it's so. It's like I just think he felt like he needed to Marvelize it. What's successful now? Marvel. Like, man, like Predator needs to be gritty. Predator needs to be dirty. Like, look at Predator 1, it's in the Guatemalan jungle. Look at Predator 2, it's in the Los Angeles fucking urban area. They're all sweating through their suits. They're all greasy. They're all manky. They're all like fucking nasty. That's what a Predator movie should be. It's like, it only comes in the hottest years and it grows hot this year. That's the whole thing. Like, it's the nastiest years, you know what I mean? Where everything's turned up to 11. That's when the show's up. It's not interested in the normality. It's only interested in the pinnacle, the peak of the violence, of warfare, of what the kill or the hunt can be. And obviously, the early only comes up when it's hottest because that's probably what its natural climate is. Like, its natural climate probably could. Like, one thing, I don't understand, right? People need to understand what global warming is, right? People go, people have to understand that global warming is not going to happen in one generation. It's not going to happen in 2 generations.
We are the second generation.
People need to stop putting in movies and try scaremonger people. Like people only take global warming seriously if people actually make a fair and not fucking exaggerated argument. We're all going to die in a generation or 2. That's bullshit. I hate to break it to you. The Earth's been around for about 8 billion years. We've been around for hundreds of thousands of years. We're not going to die in a generation or 2 because the place gets a bit warmer, especially now when we have the technology to cool ourselves down. You know what I'm saying?
That's not to say it's not a problem.
I'm not saying it's not a problem. I'm saying
felt like you said.
No. I just think the scaremonger in movies is because they don't understand what you're talking about. If you don't understand the science and you try to convey a message without understanding, then the people that you're trying to convey the message to will go and say baloney. That makes no sense because you're trying to scaremonger them into instead of saying no. In several generations' time, that's when it'll become a real problem. Not 2 generations. 2 generations is 20 or 30 years. The regular people, 2 generations, not hundreds of years. Every 10 years is a different generation. That's why I said I'm born in the 90s. You're born in the, you know what I mean? When people say that I'm born in the 80s, I'm born in the 90s from a different generation. That's how I look at generations. And each decade is a different generation of people. So I don't think in 20 years that we're all going to be wiped out. I think we're a bit more adaptable than that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just think total side note from Predator. I just think that people posit science that they don't understand and try to scaremonger people in it, you get more detractors and you get, I
agree, but it's not science that we understand either.
I seem to understand it a little bit better than Shane Black, though.
Oh, fucking, yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, his understanding of science fact seems to be as bad as his understanding of science fiction.
Oh.
Right?
What's up?
What's up? You just got burned on Invasion of the Potty Snatchers. Call your doctor. But no, I just think like he, for a guy that was seemingly steeped in it, has no understanding. Like, he tried to Marvelize a franchise that does not need Marvelization. Like,
it's a franchise. Like, don't get me wrong, Marvelization is just like saying success. I get it, but it's just something that does not work with Marvelization. It's something that, honestly, God, I get it. You need to build. I do get you need to build it outwards. I do, but it felt like they were doing it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
And there's something just feels so inorganic about it. Again, like when Marvel is always the great example, because when I look at Marvel, and don't get me wrong, they did it in like a bajillion films.
Yeah.
But when I see like a nanotech armored Iron Man, Spider-Man, when I seen a Hulk and all those other things, I felt earned. So I get all what
true to source material.
And true to source material, and also, but I just feel like they tried to jump the gun.
Yeah.
When, like, I get it, make a big universe.
Try to do it Marvel, but
I do. Yeah, a studio comes to you and says, "Look, if we'll give you 180 million, and if you can give us back 240 million, we'll give you this, and in 10 years we could give you this."
Yeah.
And I get that. I do. I get there's politics, but at the same time, I thought, like, just make a good film.
Yeah.
Like, first and
that has to be your t-shirt,
foremost.
because you say that, like, when you get really negative about films, you just always go, just make a good film. It's like that has to be your t-shirt, because, like,
thanks.
You know what I mean?
No, I stand over.
Just make a good film, because it's true though. Because, like, why worry about expanding this, expanding that, expanding this? They fucking gave you all the good ingredients.
Make it off the back of a good film. And I get studio interference. Spider-Man 3 taught me all about that.
Yeah.
But I make a good film.
Yeah.
As in, don't, like, there's so many things that you would sit down, again, that 11-foot Predator that is That predator killer that likes to like use the remember he used the ship's translating thing to go.
Yeah.
I have enjoyed watching you all kill each other.
Yeah, oh my God.
I want to find the strongest warrior you want, McKenna, and it turns out to be the autistic genius son.
Yeah, Mercury Rising.
And do you remember the end of that film? Like, mate, God, the abortion.
Because the first half of the movie is Dream Team versus Predator, and the last portion is Mercury Rising versus Predator.
And do you remember at the end? It was the Predator, the good Predator, was trying to bring us to stop the Predators from taking over.
I hate this shit, good and bad Predators.
Yeah, I know, and then it sticks to a scientist, and it's essentially an Iron Man suit that has like 4 shoulder cannons.
Yeah.
Because do you remember, like, the first film only had 1?
That's the
4.
reshot ending I was talking about.
That makes the film...
It was a different ending, seemingly, originally. That's the reshot ending.
4 shoulder cannons makes the film 4 times better. What part of that
it's Iron Man
do you
Predator.
not understand?
No, it's Predator, Iron Man, Mark
Of course,
II.
it's 100% what it is.
Like, fuck you, Shane
It's an abortion.
It's nothing to do with Predator. Like,
nothing to do with Predator.
That's nothing to do with Predator. Like,
so what is it now? Is it going to be like a battle royale where he's dropped on a... You know what?
Yeah.
Flip the script. He's dropped on a planet of predators in a preserve, and he's got higher tech than them.
Now the next one was going to be he's fighting predators. Now there's 14-foot predators, and they're being hunted by 28-foot predators. Now he's fighting predators.
Oh, you didn't know?
You didn't know?
It's the predator.
You didn't know what a predator is being hunted by the predators?
Yes, I did. But what you didn't know is that I knew about the predator.
That was also hunted by the other predators. There's a clan of predators in a world.
If I used to say there's one thing wrong with Hollywood in this film, the end of this film was so fucking absolutely abominable. Is that it has just gone like we don't have ideas, but we have money, and what we can give you is scale.
Yeah.
So now, how about 50 jungles, 60?
I want all the jungles.
So that's right. Even though it's a bigger jungle, 60 predators and 50 jungles, it's still more condensed with predators.
I want into the trees in this jungle. I just want predators. I want predators on top of predators. I want predators traveling through predators while they're hunting other predators. I don't want humans. I don't want humans. Why have humans? I don't want any. Cook the humans. I just want predators hunting predators.
The thing absolutely is that they absolutely left behind what the film was about.
Right. Look, no. We all agree Predators was an okay movie. It tried a lot better and it succeeded in many other ways that the Predator did not. And that's a pile of shit. Right? It didn't understand the source material. And before we run too long here and Carl fucking kills me and then kills you afterwards and then hunts down our families and kills us one by one like a predator itself. Right? What are your final thoughts on Predators and Predator? And then I'm going to ask you about this new movie.
Missed opportunities and please. Just like...
Please.
Yeah,
my final thoughts. I liked Predators. I thought it was a worthy installment into the franchise. It tried a lot. It failed at times because it was a bit silly at times because it didn't understand it. It had a misunderstanding, but it didn't have a lack of understanding in the same way that Shane Black did. And I just think the new Predator was a joke, and I just thought it's clearly he thought he was going to get a franchise, and there's clearly the reasons why he didn't because it was so bad. As I said, the first half of the movie is Dream Team versus Predator, second half is Mercury Rising versus Predator. It's like Shane Black, why you have all your fucking movies in the suburbs? Like seriously. Oh, I got a cool premise like an alien bounty or an alien trophy.
Suck my balls, Black.
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude. But no, before we go here, recently it was announced in the same way that Noah Hawley is going to helm an Alien TV series, Dan Trachtenberg is going to helm a new Predator movie. Working title at the moment is Skull. It's going to be about a Comanche warrior who has broken gender norms to go against the traditions of her tribe and she wants to become a warrior, and it's set around the time of that. I know other information about it whatsoever, and all I can see is potential because what do you think of it, and do you think it's a good direction to take the Predator movie, because they say that it's going to be the first encounter of predators to humans? That's what they're saying. It's the first hunt.
Okay. No, I do like that as a concept. It's going to be awful. I'm sorry, and I want, oh my God, I'll go down the record of saying that, and if I am sitting here on this podcast in 1 year's time and I need to eat crow, I will eat every
Eat
delicious
Comanche.
bite, but you can't.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm a big Aliens fan. I'm a even bigger Predators fan. You have not earned that from me. You've hurt me.
And there's a producer out there saying that he's seen the footage and it's as good as part one. Why would you fucking say that? Why would you raise the bar? People didn't even know about this film.
Everything's as good as the bar. And you should bet. I can't even. You know what? I was about to make a joke, but like I got this literal moment of disgust that washed over me, and my joke's gone.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But no, I think it's a cool premise, and we should be excited for it.
Of course, and I'm going to give it a chance, but
Yeah.
of course you can't just think they're just going to go like. Well, like again, they
Yeah.
tried to Predator Iron Man.
Yeah.
They tried to literally make an Iron, and then it comes off the scientist at the end, and he goes, "What's that?" And he goes, "That's my new suit."
Yeah.
And like, what?
Fucking asshole.
4 shoulder cannon iron. And I thought the thing he was bringing to Earth to fight the Predator, it can nuke your bitch asses from space.
Yeah.
They brought a suit. Oh,
I was just trying to.
fuck off.
Yeah, so it's the new film will be called Skull and is in 3/4. What? And is in 3/4 of the. Sorry. The new film will be called Skull.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's in 3/4 of the way through filming, according to Davis. The film's main character will be female and will encounter a predator on its first journey to Earth. The story will take place before that in the original 1987 film starring Ernst Schwarzenegger. Well, I assume.
Not to be chauvinistic, but do women even show up in film?
What do you mean?
Oh, that was just a joke. You know, like obviously they do. Nothing but net.
So wish. But like, get the fuck out of here. So before we do, Noel, do you have anything that you want to say more about the Predator franchise? And do you want to say anything more about Skull, this up and coming movie directed by John?
I have nothing to say about the upcoming film because I know so little. I have to say that, like, if I was sitting here in 1991 off the back of Predator 2, I would be very excited. Sitting here in 2021 off the back of the
Predator,
the Predators and the Predator, no, as in I found them to be so disappointing and then ultimately shocking that I have a very low brow. I just think Hollywood is in a funk in the golden age of television. I think Hollywood is in a funk and all they want to do is capture all magic and they do it terribly. Like, actually, you know what? Like, again, the only example I can think of, for example, was Evil Dead. Not as good as the original Evil Dead, but didn't try to be Evil Dead. Yeah. And it was really enjoyable for what it was. Jane Levy was excellent in it. But, like, it's just not something they're doing very often now.
Yeah. And what, you just think, like, it's a kind of a case of you've been once bitten, twice shy kind of thing? Like,
oh, that's exactly where I am.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, that's an excellent way of putting it.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I like the premise and I'm interested to see what way they'll do with the Native American situation. Like in terms of the technology and the fighting styles and the hunting styles, and what way the technology the Predator will use to counteract it. Like, will the Predator bring a shoulder cannon, even though it's lesser technology?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that kind of thing. Where the technology that the Predator brings, will that be more primitive because of the technology?
More blade weapons.
Yeah,
and stuff like
you know
that.
what I mean. Like, or maybe we'll see like crossbows or bow and arrows or Predator style, like, you know, that kind of thing. Because we've already seen spears in Predator 2, so we know it likes to hunt with projectiles and stuff. But I'm not excited, but I await in hope and expectation.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, and I hope it's good because like I love this franchise and hope like one good movie will spawn more. Hopefully,
of course.
Like, you know. So and I just want.
It's almost like, you know, like
it's
I
right
just
for the
need to
picking.
see the good in you.
Yeah, it's just it's right for the picking, as is the Alien franchise, and I just think like
yes, agreed,
but like I just think like the future. I don't want to get too excited because I've been burned so much, but I enjoy 3 out of 4 of these movies. Like, so I'm happy enough with the Predator franchise. So like, hopefully, as long as it gives me like a 6 or 7 out of 10, and it leaves the door open for a sequel that actually happens, and not the same way the Predators did. Like, I'm glad the Predator was a once-off because Shane Black hasn't got a clue about the source material, in my opinion. And I'm glad that we're not going to see a fucking Iron Man versus Predator bullshit movie or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
No, Iron Man versus Predators. Oh,
Predators, Predator. Like, you know what I mean?
The fact that he committed that to paper.
Yeah.
Genuinely hurts me.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here before Car goes insane with the length of time of this fucking episode.
Peace out, bitches.
Alright, folks. This is Invasion Party Snatchers. This is another episode of Franchise Fridays. We looked at the Predator franchise. I hope you stayed with us while Arnold Schwarzenegger all the way to fucking Bite Hallbrook, unfortunately. I'm Vincent Green.
Well done, Tui.
This is Invasion Polystarters. We see you next time, motherfuckers. Peace out.
Peace. I think in this segment, especially what are these films called? The Predator.
Not filling me with confidence.
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.